Hi friends, welcome back to Ouroboros Tarot. So today's pick a card reading is looking into what it is that they're showing you versus what it is that they're actually feeling. I have 4 groups for you to choose from today. Group 1, Group 2, Group 3, and Group 4. Go ahead and pause this video if you need to. Take as much time as you need to find the pile that sits right with your energy as well as with your person's. And I will see you in a minute. Hello, sweet pile 1. So today's pick a card reading is a pick a card reading looking into what they show versus how they actually feel. So I've already pulled oracles for what it is that they are currently showing. This is not it. It would make sense that they'd be in order like this, but I completely went over my head. My own thought process went over my head. Okay, so currently what they are showing up as is the golden egg, trust, and the village. Okay, pile 1. What I can see here is that this person is acting very nonchalantly, and also is kind of showing up in the energy of somebody who is practicing self-care or who's looking out for themselves, and who is also perhaps like taking a step back or a break in the name of like self-care or doing what's best for them, putting themselves first. With the village here and with trust, it kind of seems like they're currently giving you the energy or showing you this energy of somebody who isn't really all that concerned about the space that they're taking, because, or perhaps not even the space that they're taking, but the space that is now between them, because they didn't want to connect and you've kind of created space on your own. There's just an element here of like there's an element here of, oh no, the wax is melting onto the paper. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that. Clearly I need to get more candles. These ones are all done, essentially. But what was I saying? I was talking about how there is an element of like using the ideology of like, my cup isn't completely full, therefore I cannot fill your cup. However, really what it is emotional unavailability disguised as that. That's kind of what I'm seeing. And in that is this feeling or this energy of them acting as though they don't care, acting as though this isn't really a big deal. Their feelings aren't really all that deep. But at the same time, I'm not sure if necessarily this is your energy that's coming through with the village, where I'm seeing somebody who is going to come back, seeing somebody who perhaps is acting as though they've outgrown this connection or they're better than this connection, which is oftentimes what the village represents, is the place in which you've grown up and now it's time to leave, but you can always come back, and it will serve different purposes throughout your life. So there's this element here of this person perhaps treating this as though this connection is something that's somewhat permanent and therefore doesn't really need all of the attention and devotion that perhaps you are looking for, or that perhaps this person genuinely feels is what would be appropriate. But that's what I'm seeing for what they're showing. Let's look into what they're feeling. So for when it comes to how they're feeling, we have the nightingale, the shadow, the volcano, and the comic. Okay, so pile 1, what I would say is that when it comes to what they're actually feeling in this connection, there is a lot more that is being left unsaid, and it's driving them crazy. I think with the comic here, a lot of the times when the comic is in its light attributes, it would be representative of somebody who is easygoing, who is kind of in a state of flow. However, with the shadow card having come out with the comic, this is indicative to me of somebody who is really in the shadowy attributes of this comic, which is somebody who feels foolish, who feels sheepish, who has made mistakes, who perhaps is pretending like everything is okay when in fact it's not. And what I feel like for a lot of you, what like the situation probably is that they did not want to connect emotionally on the same level as you, and you've taken a step back perhaps, and instead of pursuing you or trying to get closer to you, they're trying to act nonchalantly, but they're recognizing that it's not working. And with the nightingale and the volcano here, this is telling me that they feel very strongly as though they've left a lot unsaid. They're realizing a lot of their emotions that perhaps they weren't willing to look at in the past. And perhaps it's not necessarily that they did not want to connect with you emotionally and you took space, but there is an element of there being distance or rest here with the golden egg. Like this person is trying to portray themselves as somebody who is actively working on themselves and focusing on themselves. However, deep down inside, they feel pretty foolish for not having pursued this or for not being honest about what they're actually feeling. They feel foolish for pretending as though they are just going with the flow. Because although going with the flow is a very good thing to do at times, there are also moments where there's opportunities that are presented to you in which you can take the rein, take the lead, and it feels like this person missed that opportunity, didn't take it, perhaps because of pride or ego, and now they're kicking themselves because deep down inside there's a lot of feelings here still and a lot that's been left unsaid. They feel like there's been a lot that's been left unsaid. But let's go ahead and also look into the tarot and see what else comes through. How are they actually feeling? Or also, what do they want to say? What's going on with this person? How do they actually feel? Okay, we have the Ace of Pentacles, the Eight of Swords, the Four of Swords, the Three of Cups, the Four of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, and the Nine of Pentacles. And on the back of the deck, we have the Five of Wands. Okay. There's a lot of pentacles here, so this person could, you or this person could be an earth sign. But with all of these pentacles here, I'm getting the feeling that there is a level of insecurity that this person is feeling in regards to how they can provide for you or like show up for you in some sort of material way as a partner. Whether that's stability, just like emotional stability or financial stability. There's like a desire here to have grounded this, and they didn't because of their own self-limiting beliefs. And they feel as though they feel a lot of passion and desire still for you, but they feel as though they have to put that to the side because they missed the boat. They're seeing you as this Nine of Pentacles. They're seeing you as somebody who's kind of leveling up and also really enjoying life right now with the Three of Cups here. Somebody who perhaps is like dating other people now, or just like really focusing on yourself and your own happiness, following the happiness rather than like following things that perhaps weren't meeting your needs. And they're unsure of whether or not they deserve a place in your life, or whether or not they deserve to, or they would be well accepted if they were to come back. There is this feeling here of like having missed the boat, having perhaps even being rejected, like they rejected themselves and therefore you rejected them. I kind of got that with the shadow card as well. But with the Four of Pentacles here, typically what that represents is somebody who is really playing their cards close to their chest and really isn't letting a lot of people in, is really possessive of the things that they own, does not want to share, very reserved. But in this particular deck, the Four of Pentacles is an image of somebody who is offering up a pentacle. And with the moth behind it, the moth often represents messages. And so I'm getting the feeling that like this person is like looking back and realizing that they could have offered more than what they did. And they're wishing that they had, or they're wanting to now, because what they'd like is a fresh start, a new beginning. And with the Five of Wands here, it feels like this volcano energy that showed up in the first round of cards is kind of indicative of like an explosion, or of an action that they're planning on taking later on in the future. These feelings can't stay within them for very long. There's truth that needs to come out, but right now they're feeling very insecure. Let's go ahead and get some channeled messages. What do they want to say about how they're feeling? I haven't let you go. Okay. Please don't worry about me. You made the right decision. Yeah, so like everything here so far, I'm going to pull one more. I don't think you feel the same way. Okay. So everything, all four cards that just came out are indicative of people who are of a person who is in no contact, or who is kind of like in a like limited contact type of situation where perhaps these two people have grown apart. But there's an element here of like them still being in this Eight of Swords energy, you know, and it's here for a reason. It's because they're currently in this emotional state. But like with the please don't worry about me and the you made the right decision, like it just feels like that's like a pity party. Like they're having a little bit of a pity party for themselves, or it's just another cop out. Like it's another cop out of being emotionally unavailable or unwilling to put in the emotional work that is needed in order to meet you deeply. And this is a cop out too. I don't think you feel the same way. And perhaps they do. Perhaps there is a lot of insecurity here. This card came out over the Nine of Pentacles and the Three of Cups, and what that represented for me was somebody who is under the impression that you are doing just fine without them and you've moved on, and they're trying to portray themselves as having done the same. Let's go ahead and get you guys some advice. What affirmation is there for pile one when it comes to this connection? What do they need to hear? All that I need is coming to me in ways I could never have imagined. Okay, pile one, well, this is what I'm seeing for you today. If this reading resonated, I would love to hear about how it did in the comment section down below. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, you can do so in my Etsy shop. Thank you so much, pile one, for watching today, and I hope that I'll have the chance to read for you in another video soon. Bye! Hi, pile two. So today's pick a card reading is asking what it is that they show versus how they are actually feeling. So I already have the oracle cards here. For when it comes to what they're currently showing you, we have apocalypsis, abundance, whale, and earthworm. So in the first pile, my candles started melting all over the place. So it's time to get new candles. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So when it comes to what this person is showing you, it seems like with apocalypsis here that there is a period that either they or you are going through a painful period, a painful chapter in your life, or just like a rough patch overall where life has been throwing you curveballs, or them curveballs, or truths that were hidden have been revealed, and it's really causing a lot of reflection to happen or rumination to happen. There's just an element here of either them or you, it could be flip-flopped, being in a period of profound transformation, but it just sucks right now. And in that comes this person who, and I genuinely think that this has to do more so with what you're going through, simply because when it comes to what they're showing with abundance here and the whale, it seems like what they're showing you is that they can show up for you and be there for you, and kind of be like a shoulder to cry on, or somebody that you can call on when you're in need of assistance of some kind. Somebody who's choosing to show up as like a stand-up friend or partner right now, and who's being very giving, or perhaps is even like inspiring you in some way to decide what it is that you want out of life. If there's been like an immediate clean slate that's happened that's been kind of painful, this person might be showing you some inspiration on what it is that you might want or desire for yourself. But we also have the whale and the earthworm. With the earthworm here, there's a couple of things, because I'm getting like a very like stable energy, somebody who's like very mature, but the earthworm is like fresh energy. It's like brand new, like the student kind of energy, somebody who is just learning how to ride a bike or something like that. So what this could be indicating is that this person is kind of like being vulnerable with you when it comes to their own insecurities in terms of like connecting with others. It could also be indicative of them being much younger than you, and wanting to prove that the age difference doesn't matter, because they are in fact a very good, loyal, emotionally available, if this is like a romantic, even a friendship kind of connection, really. And with the whale here, this is also indicative of somebody who, like I was saying, is emotionally available, is desiring and showing you that they want to go deeper, dive deeper with you, explore your feelings, explore their feelings, explore their wants and desires. There's a lot here indicating like a willingness to, like, this is not a fair-weathered friend. Yeah. When it comes to how they actually feel, we have number 52, dream travel, the hummingbird, number 11, good things, and the lover. So when it comes to how they're feeling about you, I would say that this person is crushing really hard, and is definitely in their heart space for you, is definitely caring for you, willing to meet you where you're at. This person, if they've told you that they love you, or if you have an inkling that they do, this would be confirmation that yes, those feelings run very deeply. It seems like, based on what they are showing you when it comes to their willingness to provide, or their willingness to work with you, their willingness to dive deep, what this is saying when it comes to how they're feeling is that it's authentic. This person feels those warm, fuzzy butterflies when they're with you. They feel really happy, really excited. They look forward to seeing you next. With the hummingbird here, this is indicative of somebody who is open to being taught, who is a student, who's curious about life and willing to try new things, which I think goes hand in hand with this earthworm. Like, they might be feeling insecure and be showing you that they feel like they could possibly fall short in certain ways, but that doesn't mean that they're letting their insecurities or their thought patterns get the better of them. If anything, this person seems to be somebody who is really curious about their feelings and about their desires with you, and is willing to explore those. With dream travel here, this is just further energy of somebody who wants to explore. This person cares deeply for you, pile 2. It's very positive, very positive. let's see what else comes through. I mean, like, I feel like there's nothing more to say, in all honesty, because it's just so positive. But let's keep going. How do they feel? Okay, we have the World. How are they currently feeling? We have the Fool. The Queen of Wands. We have the Seven of Wands. Okay, the Queen of Pentacles. Justice. Okay. Death. And on the back of the deck, we have the Lovers. Okay. So, pile 2. It feels to me like there's nobody else on their mind but you. Like, all they see is you. Like, I see, so we have the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is being clarified by death. So this to me is indicative of an ending with another person. Like, perhaps this person has seen other people or has been in the past had dated other people until they met you, and they don't have a desire to do that anymore. And you see it with this page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles reversed, being clarified by the Seven of Wands. This person feels very protective over connecting with you and not wanting to mess it up, not wanting to explore other options. With the Fool and Justice, I also get the feeling that they don't want to mess it up with you. They're willing to take a leap of faith and really put their heart on the line, but they don't want to do anything without knowing that you're comfortable with it first, without knowing that, like, you're gonna meet them where they leap, essentially. Like, there's this element of, like, I'll jump if you jump, like, let's jump together. With the World and the Queen of Pentacles, there's like a couple of things that I'm getting. Like, the World can represent expansion, travel. It also can represent cycles coming to a close. And it could be representative of a cycle coming to a close with another person, with these two queens here. However, the biggest thing that I'm getting is a feeling of expansion when it comes to their abundance. And I feel that way because we had the abundance card show up. It feels like they have a desire to perhaps create more financial stability, or travel around with you, explore the world with you. There's just an element of expansion here. And I think a lot of it has to do with abundance of finances, or material gain, or even just like grounding this connection. And then we have the Lovers on the back of the deck. Like, this is just, it's just further confirmation that this person cares deeply for you. They see you as like partner material. They love you. If they've told you that they love you, I would believe it. Let's go ahead and get some channeled messages. I don't feel like I can do anything right. How interesting. So I think that really emphasizes that earthworm energy. If there is I think that this is their own negative self-talk coming into play, because everything here is emphasizing them wanting to do the right thing, wanting to be good to you, and perhaps some of it is a little overzealous due to the fact that they feel a little insecure, or like not as experienced as you. this doesn't feel right. I think like this person might be concerned with the apocalypse. Take it how it resonates for you. Obviously, this is a general reading, and so these are general messages that are coming through. But I think that like with apocalypsis here, if they are going through their own painful experiences right now, this to me would be indicative of somebody who perhaps is like having to focus all of their energy currently on picking up those pieces. But obviously there's many ways to interpret that card, and it will either resonate with you or it won't. You deserve better. More insecure energy. Okay, that's too many. Hold on. And casual dates only. This is this is polar opposite of what I am seeing in these cards. There's nothing here indicating somebody who wants casual dates only. I think a lot of this has to do with like their own insecurities or worries. If they're not in a good place, I could see how not feeling good enough for even themselves, like not being happy with where they're at, could spill over onto this connection. But everything here with like the whale and abundance and the earthworm and the lovers, everything here is indicating somebody who wants to push past that, wants to push past their insecurities, like I was saying with the earthworm and then the hummingbird. Somebody who is willing to look at their insecurities and still explore them and try to be a better person. Let's go ahead and get you some advice. What do they need to hear right now? Let me be still today and listen to the truth in silence. All right, pile 2. Well, this is what I'm seeing for you today. If this resonated, I would love to hear about how it did in the comment section down below. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, you can do so in my Etsy shop. The link is in the description box. Thank you so much for watching pile 2, and I hope that I'll have the chance to read for you in another video soon. Bye! Hello, pile 3. So today's pick a card reading is looking into what they show versus how they feel. So when it comes to what it is that they're currently showing you, we have the threshold, shark, and blame. Okay, so pile 3, what I'm getting from this is that this person is showing you currently that I get the feeling that they're showing you that they're sorry, or they're acknowledging that they were wrong in some kind of way. And part of what I think is what they feel sorry about is not having acknowledged what it is that they need, or not having communicated clearly, not having been honest about something perhaps, that led to a buildup of emotions, or led to a situation that was not ideal. And they're attempting to show you, or they're showing you that they're recognizing that, and they're trying to like move past it. This person is placing the responsibility for what has happened between the two of you. If I mean, there's no way that this wasn't some sort of argument of some kind or anything like that. So if this hasn't gone on between you and your person, this isn't your pile. But this person is really acknowledging their own responsibility in what has transpired. When it comes to what they're actually feeling, we have the underworld, the bee, healing through rest, and pink bubble fairy. So I would say that, okay, so with pink bubble fairy here, oftentimes this is it's indicative of, in its most literal sense, the pink bubble fairy meditation, where you envision what it is that you want, and then you envision it going into a bubble and then expanding and expanding and expanding, and it going out into the universe. and then trusting that you will receive what you've just put out there. But I'm not taking this card literally in this sense just because of the other cards. What I feel like is happening with this pink bubble fairy card is ruminating. This person is ruminating a lot over what has happened, and it's really heavy on their mind, and they're wishing things they are wishing things would be different or could have been different, and they're really kicking themselves. I get the feeling that they're viewing themselves as this bee, as somebody who perhaps really needed to take a step back and didn't, and was overworked. And typically bees are teammates. They're hard workers that work together and are fun and are a delight to be around, but when they become overworked or they feel threatened, they sting. And it seems like this person is really kicking themselves for having stung you. And that would be because now they've hurt themselves. And with the underworld here, this is representative of nightmares, of complete despair, of pain. And they're acknowledging, just like they're showing up as somebody who acknowledges their responsibility in this, they also feel their responsibility deeply. And at the moment, they're recognizing that all they can do, like perhaps they were overworked, because we have healing through rest here. So this could be a situation in which a situation or a conversation got out of hand because what they really needed to do the last time they saw you was just go to sleep, or like was to reschedule or something. Or perhaps they're really stressed about their finances and have no other choice but to work this much, but it's spilling over into all other aspects of their lives in which they can no longer give to those connections or those different facets of their life to make it like a whole, complete, healthy, vibrant life. And that's just an example, but really what this is telling me is that this person is beating themselves up, is ruminating over it, is wishing things would have been different, and is trying to get themselves out of this icky feeling. That's the main message here. But let's go ahead and see what else comes through. How are they feeling? Okay, so we have the Four of Swords, so this is representative of rest again. We have the Page of Swords. We have the Moon, the Ten of Cups, okay, let's see what came through. Well, we'll take them all. So we have the Seven of Wands. Well, okay, this is too many. We have the Knight of Swords, Death, the Hermit, and the King of Pentacles. And on the back of the deck, we have the Fool. Okay, so more into how they are feeling. This is going to bug me. So I guess I want to start with the bottom of the deck energy, which is the Fool. And I'm taking that very literally in the sense of this person feels very foolish. This person is really kicking themselves. With the Four of Swords here being clarified by the Seven of Wands, what this is telling me is that this person is actively, intentionally taking space in some way, shape, or form in order to salvage this connection. With the Page of Swords and the Knight of Swords, this is telling me that this is not an easy thing for them to do. They're feeling very curious. They're really wanting to come charging forward and just really pick up where you guys left off. But I think logically they're recognizing that if they want to have a chance to make this right, the best thing they can do is give space. With the Moon and then Death, it's like a wake-up call for them. They feel as though they've been woken up. They've been woken up to perhaps how their own needs have not been met, to perhaps how their own habits that they have maybe not even been aware of when it comes to connections with friends, family, partners, lovers, is part of the reason why things perhaps in the past have not been successful. And it's a wake-up call for them. It's like the veil has finally been lifted and they're seeing their own responsibility in the shadows that are currently in their life. With the Ten of Cups here, this is indicative of somebody who cares very deeply about about what's going on and is hoping for another chance. But we have the Hermit and the King of Pentacles again, and I think that this is representative of somebody who not only is taking space or like trying to rest from the last interaction or from this connection entirely, because they want to salvage it, but they're also recognizing that they have more to learn about themselves, and they have more healing to do before they can become grounded enough to show up in a way in which they healthily communicate, or they interact in a positive way. Whatever it is that they are currently working on, they're recognizing that there is a lot of work to do, not just a little bit of work to do. Let's go ahead and see what they have to say. I'm unwilling to admit that I'm wrong. That is so, and in the last pile, all of the cards that were pulled were the exact opposite of the message I was giving, that I was getting and then sharing. And I'm going to leave that. I'm going to leave that here. I think that perhaps this is something that has been a struggle for them, like a lifelong struggle. And this is a huge wake-up call. Let's keep going. You are the one who got away. This is the deepest connection I've experienced. Okay. I now see that I was wrong. And then we have you were right. All right, let's finally go ahead and get you guys an affirmation. What affirmation is there for pile 3? My kindness is a gift I bestow upon the world. All right, pile 3, well, this is what I'm seeing for you today. If this resonated, I would love to hear about how it did in the comments section. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, you can do so in my Etsy shop. The link is in the description box. Thank you so much for watching pile 3, and I hope that I'll have the chance to read for you in another video soon. Bye! Hello, pile 4. So today's pick a card reading is looking into what they show you versus how they feel. And for your oracle cards for the first part, what they show you, we have the Self, Beaver, Peace, and Surrender. Okay. So what I'm getting from this is that this person is currently showing you, or attempting to show you, that they're really focusing on their own inner strength, inner peace, personal development. It seems as though they've made this a project for themselves of some kind, wanting to witness themselves or accept new aspects of themselves and try to find a way in which to allow that to be a part of themselves without shame, or perhaps they're working on themselves in ways in which they are accepting that there are certain aspects of themselves that do need to change. Whatever it is, this person really seems to be really focused on their own personal development, and on their own loyalty to themselves in order to bring about happiness. It seems like this person is showing up as somebody who wants to really ground themselves or have like a center of gravity within themselves, so that no matter what happens around them, they stay centered. When it comes to how they're currently feeling, we have the Hunter, number 75, Weight of Truth, number 28, Cosmic Exploration, and the Lizard. So this is really conflicting energy, and perhaps it's not like super, like the message I think is conflicting to me. The Hunter is somebody who is definitely in their masculine energy and who is pursuing, and I get the feeling that they have a strong desire for you, for this connection. However, with the Lizard here, the Lizard is a very intuitive creature, somebody who is really in touch with their feelings, in touch with the world around them, and bases their decisions off of that. And I get the feeling that even though they really desire this connection, there is something kind of holding them back. with weight of truth here, it feels like perhaps they're not sure about whether or not you are the one for them or you're right for them, or perhaps you've hurt them in the past and this weighs heavy on them and they're unsure of whether they can trust you again. There's just something here that's indicative of not being able to entirely jump in, even though there's a strong desire to do so. And with cosmic exploration here, it seems to me like what I was talking about when it comes to what they're showing is genuine. It does seem as though they're trying to explore themselves, and therefore source much more deeply. But let's keep going. Let's see what else they have to share about their feelings. What is it that they're currently feeling? Okay, so we have the 9 of Swords and the 9 of Cups. Again, conflicting energies. Energies that are on the same pole, they're polarities. With the 9 of Swords, this is somebody who's really, really in their own head, who's very, very worried, who's staying up at night, whereas the 9 of Cups is a dream come true, is standing in your power and knowing that everything that you want is on its way to you, is already yours. And this goes hand in hand with what I was saying of this desire, but concern for this connection in some way. What are they currently feeling? Okay, we also have the King of Pentacles, the Page of Swords, the Moon. Part of it might be that they're still in the process of self-acceptance, of accepting who they are. And right now they're not necessarily sure of whether or not, if they were to show you their shadow self, their shadow sides, the things that they're not the proudest of, the aspects of themselves that they are really working through currently, whether or not you would still want them. It might be the other way around, where rather than them being concerned about you not being a good partner, they might be concerned that they're not a good partner. Okay, we also have the 4 of Wands and the 9 of Wands. Yeah, there's desire here. The 9 of Cups represents what you wish for, and to be clarified by the 4 of Wands, it's like they're wishing for stability. They're wishing for like security with you, for enjoying life's pleasures with you. There's definitely desire here, and a desire to pursue you, but there's also just this other, there's something holding them back. What are they currently feeling? Okay. And then we have the the 9 of Cups, the 9 of Swords, the 9 of Wands, and the 9 of Pentacles. This person is going through some really significant changes. Cycles are coming to a close for this person. With the King of Pentacles and then the 9 of Wands, this to me is indicative of somebody who, it's the King of Pentacles. This is more masculine energy. And with the 9 of Wands underneath it, this is telling me that even if they do feel as though they've been beat up by their own self-exploration or by this connection, there's still a desire to maintain their masculine energy and pursue this. They're also really curious, I would say, with the Page of Swords here and then the 9 of Pentacles, about whether or not perhaps you're seeing other people. If this is like a no contact situation, they're curious about how well you're doing. I don't get the feeling, like there's nothing here really indicating that this is, but it could be. They're curious about you though. You're on their mind, and they're seeing you as somebody who is very beautiful. There's just desire here. There's desire and also insecurity. And then on the back of the deck, we have the Page of Cups. Yeah, there's a desire to come forward. The Hunter shows it, and so does this Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is representative of an offering of some kind. Let's go ahead and get you some channeled messages. Let's see what comes through. Some of those stuff is really weird today. What does Pile 4's person want to say? I get so nervous around you. Coming up right over the 9 of Swords. Okay, I'm willing to put in the work. I don't know where it went. Okay, We're just gonna, if it flies out, we'll take it. Okay. I don't feel like I can do anything right. You are the one who got away. And we have, I want to love you. All right, let's go ahead and get you an affirmation and then we will call it good. What is there that pile 4 needs to hear? What affirmation is there for pile 4? I breathe calmly and easily. I am safe in this moment. All right, pile 4. Well, this is what I'm seeing for you today. If this resonated, I would love to hear about how it did in the comment section down below. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, you can do so in my Etsy shop. The link is in the description box. Thank you so much for watching pile 4, and I hope that I'll have the chance to read for you in another video soon. Bye. Bye.